e ngā mana, e ngā reo, e ngā waka, e ngā maunga, e ngā awa, e ngā mate, e ngā iwi huru noa te whenua nei, tēnā koutou katoa. Ka mihi ake ki te mana whenua o Tamaki Makaurau ki Ngāti Whātua kei Ōrākei, kei te mihi. And kua mihi, kei te tautoko a hau i ngā mihi, kua mihi e te ata nei, e hani ko kei te mihi ki a koe, mō tō tūwheretangi a mātou i tēnei wā. Ko Tānemahuta Gray toko ingoa, he uri o nei tahu me rangi tāne he whāngai no Waikato. Kia ora koutou, my name is Tānemahuta Gray and I'm the Kahukura, or CEO of Taki Rua Productions. This kōrero will provide insights into 5 shows performed in Auckland over the last decade. The shows were primarily built to increase Māori engagement and attendance of theatre productions, whilst also playing a part in reaching a broader cultural spread of our community. I want to look at the demographics that the productions were focused on and the kaupapa behind the style of each production, and then gauge any surprises that emerged beyond the preconceived outcomes. Firstly, Maui, One Man Against the Gods, was staged at the Civic Theatre in April 2007. Maui was conceived to increase attendance by Māori into main proscenium arts theatres, as well as trying to bring mainstream theatregoers to experience a kaupapa Māori production. Now, only 4% of Māori in 2007 were attending theatre productions, as evidenced by the 2003 Ministry of Culture and Heritage study on audiences. So the ambition of Maui was to bring our stories to mainstream theatres in Auckland and provide a safe space for Māori and non-Māori to share in the legends that most New Zealanders grew up with. The combination of aerial theatre, circus aerials, kapa haka, contemporary dance and musical theatre seemed to provide a different hook for different communities. And with the commitment of the beloved Sally Markham, 8,000 Auckland school students experienced the show, of which 25% of them, about 2,000, indicated that it was their first theatre experience. The show went on to be seen by 61,000 people over 5 performance seasons, but the big surprise was the combination of Asian and Pacific communities attending the show to create, alongside our Māori and non-Māori audiences, to create a broad ethnic community within the one theatre space. In 2011, during the Rugby World Cup, as part of the Real New Zealand Festival, Te Matatini, our national kapahaka festival organising body, was asked to build a show that brought the best kapahaka exponents into a theatre production. That show was called Aroha Nui, The Greatest Love, and was the brainchild of Annette Wehi. Te Matatini brought into the creative paipai Annette and Tāpeta Wehi from Te Wakahuia, Tuki Rangi and Renata Curtis from Te Matarai o Rehu, and they 4 looked after the kapahaka element of the production. And they also brought in Jim Moriarty and Helen Pes Otene of Tarako to direct the work and help write the play, and myself as an artistic director for the production. The audience focus was to bring the kapahaka community into the theatre to see their famous kaihaka present in another setting. Now, this is a challenging audience to get to move from the open door festivals that we have with Te Matatini into a theatre setting to watch kapahaka in a narrative-based theatrical environment. And it certainly shifted this audience's perception of what haka can be collaborated with. It also further developed the genre of haka theatre, which is a developing form beyond the genre of kapa haka, and the Auckland company here, Waikato Productions, with Kura Te Ua and Bees Narino, are developing that even further. Michael James Manaia by John Broughton was restaged by Taki Rua in 2012 in a multi-city tour, including Auckland at Q Theatre. It was directed by Nathaniel Lees and starred Te Kohe Tūhaka in the eponymous role, which Jim Moriarty had made famous in the 80s. Our focus was on mainstream theatre audiences, with a secondary focus on Māori and Vietnam veteran communities. It was through the military demographic that a broader, more diverse audience watched the show, and it implied that a military kaupapa was also able to attract audiences from both the Māori and Pacific communities to share the experience with mainstream theatre goers. Whakaahuatia mai. Whakaahuatia mai is this year's Taki Rua Te Reo Māori season. Written by Kahu Hōtere and directed by Nancy Brunning, it has been now running, the Te Reo Māori season has been running for 21 years and tours schools and communities around the country for around 9 to 10 weeks in term 3. The focus of this production is to bring Te Reo Māori theatre into school communities and encourage the ongoing battle to retain the language and relevancy of te reo in the community. With Māori language speaking proficiency nationwide has dropped to 1 in 5 Māori and only 4% of the entire nation able to speak te reo. So these outreach projects require even more resource and urgency to keep te reo Māori alive. As part of Taki Rua's Auckland tour, the Going West Festival has partnered with us to present a free performance preceded by a pōwhiri to provide an opportunity for New Zealand families to participate in a full cultural experience. Held at Hawani Waititi Marae on Saturday, September the 3rd, we are hoping communities from all ethnic backgrounds will wish to take up this opportunity. In May 2017, Tiki Tānemahuta will perform at the Aotea Centre with a secondary school and tertiary matinee performance on an 85% ticket subsidy, followed by one general public performance. This is another focus by Taki Rua to increase our Māori and youth audiences to attend the main stages of Auckland and to open the door to a wider and diverse community. By combining the live music and performance of Tiki Tāne with a narrative-based dance and aerial theatre production, we intend to provide the platform for our communities to want to come together as it did in Christchurch in 2015. The show is about the inspiring power of community overcoming tragedy by reaching out to the ancestral realm. When performed in Christchurch at the Isaac Theatre Royal after the earthquake rebuild, it provided a platform from which a shattered community could come together and release 5 years of frustration and desperation through the emotional release instigated by the production's narrative. To conclude my kōrero, I would like to present an excerpt of Tiki Tānemahuta to convey the multicultural community that we have become. Firstly, as a performing whānau, as a cast on stage, and secondly, as a culturally diverse combination of iwi that Aotearoa is today. Nā mihi manahau ki a koutou katoa, nā mihi miharo, mō tēnei wā ki te kōrero ki a koutou, mō tēnei wānanga, mō tēnei hui, o nā iwi katoa kei tamaki makaurau. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa.